We've talked about this topic before, but I think it's important to clarify some points. Do you feel lonely? How do you feel when you feel lonely? Are you happy? Are you depressed? Are you pensive? Do you feel different? Do you find sometimes that people find you different, weird? Maybe that they don't understand you, they don't follow you. In Argentina, we have a say for this, and we say, like a toad from another well. Well, let me tell you something. I've been feeling like a toad since I'm 8 years old. And thanks to the universe. I thank to the universe for that. It would be very boring for me to feel like everybody else. And this is not arrogance. This is feeling more or feeling less. I'm just enjoying the immense gift that the universe has given me. It's like drifting away, from land. Then you can look at the whole coast from the distance. It's really wonderful. Namaskar, my friends. I'm master-devadatta. Welcome to another session of Tu Poder Cuántico. I believe that in all the good times that I have lived in my life, the favorite ones are always those that I was alone. Especially those winters, weekends in the countryside, when I had this kind of a daffodil ceremony, as I call it, in which I went out to the park to cut daffodils, and then I would burn the stem in the fire, because when you do that, the flower will last longer. That was one of the secrets that my grandmother taught me. She was an excellent landscaper. Another time was when I was laying down in the lounge chair outside under the sky during those winter nights which I would enjoy the moon, and I woke up all wet by the mist. Or just listening to the rain hitting the roof, on a Saturday afternoon. I don't know why I have these things with Saturdays. I think that Saturdays afternoons are very romantic. You don't have to think that loneliness, it's only something scary that will depress you and will leave you forgotten by your humanity. I think that loneliness is kind of a breaking inside, and then you wake up and you flourish. And that pain or suffering that maybe you will feel, it will become an experience. And then is when you stand up. It all depends in the way in which you face that experience. It's really nice when you really finally understand it. And when you pay attention to this, you will realize that usually all those moments of loneliness were usually like overflowing with the sounds of nature. I've always said that the strongest sound that exists is the sound of silence. The rustling of a daffodil stem against the fire, the cracking, the wind of a cold winter night on your face, the raindrops against a cold and frozen window. But definitely, like in solitude, doesn't mean you have to be alone. The good thing about this is that it does not condemn you to an external ostracism. Loneliness, I think, is just a preparation for a dramatic transformation in your life. And it is in that silence that you find the transformation of your destiny, the waking up of your destiny. Zarathustra said that he felt more isolated, surrounded by people, being alone with himself, like a black sheep, no? It's funny because I relate to this completely. One of the biggest sacrifices for me, or not biggest sacrifice really, but it was so boring. Whenever I had to go to a birthday party of family or whatever like that, and you would go to this place and you would really feel so distant of all these people, no? Or any kind of party that you go and people are talking about things that you can't believe they're talking about. But loneliness is one thing and being alone is another. Alan Watts tells us, the world ends up trapping you. It is an electronic and neurological mechanism in which you find yourself stuck in a body that ends getting sick, no, as usually. So you can do two things here. You can fall into the game of society, that we all know how it ends, or you can create your own game. That loner, the loner, is the one who challenges the desire of society to convert the human being in a docile animal. Society expects and demands that you add yourself to that popular culture, that you become that popular culture. But it is precisely the lonely who lives the freedom, because the masses have renounced their freedom and they are all totally blind and conformist. How do you have to look? What you have to wear? Where do you have to study? Where do you have to go for the holidays? We have to return to our souls. We became completely disconnected of that inner self, and we stray from the true purpose of our life. Loneliness opened the way for you to your instincts, to your intuition, and gives you a deep knowledge of yourself. It is also a long learning path, but growing up in solitude doesn't mean that you can be in company of someone else. Of course, to be in love, to be with a friend, or just be surrounded by good people or good energy is constructive. We define each other, we support each other. That's actually our nature, and after all, we depend on two to be three from the beginning. This is where I think comes in this dream that I've been having for a long, long time, of setting up an holistic establishment in which, through art, people like you and me can spend some time and find ourselves in the midst of nature. And that's where we fail in coexistence. They teach us to forget. They teach us not to be interested in one to another, each one from another. At culture, our society teach us to be separated from the universe. And even if you put your mind and you really think about this, at school they will teach you that. We look towards the cosmos, towards the stars, and we feel separated from them, not one with them. We are the universe. We are all that surrounds us. We are everything. That's the quantum silence. And when you live this silence, you expand and you become shining in this new facet of your life. It's like you start seeing everything clearly. And most importantly, you don't feel confused, you don't feel with fears, you don't feel afraid. And you find yourself in what you're doing like a passion you didn't know you had. I can tell you that all this has woken up again my dreams. Those that I had in a drawer, forgotten in that last drawer. In that drawer of fears and frustrations for a long time. I feel an energy and a force that I thought I didn't have anymore. And above all, I feel safe and with a confidence that what I'm doing is what I should do, and that it's going to take me to where I should be, here and now. And the most precious thing about this awakening through loneliness is that you feel good, that you feel healthy, you feel strong, you feel with wisdom and with intuition, and you have confidence again in yourself. It's like you're taking back that invisible power that we all had, that will lead you to achieve all your dreams successfully, leaving once and for all those fears, all those doubts, and most of all that life and environment that you couldn't live before because you were so used to it. From now on, your days will be full of focus on what your purpose is. From now on, your days will be full of clarity and success. Don't be afraid of that loneliness. Don't be afraid of that growing up, of that growing out of that last drawer of fears. Namaskar, my quantum friends. Here, the master-devadatta, infinite connection to all of you.